14 signs a friend could be your spouse. When it comes to finding a spouse, many people ask themselves, who is the suitable helper or companion God has designed for me? How do I know if the person I'm friends with is meant to be my spouse? What qualities should I be looking for in a friend who could eventually become my life partner? In today's video, we will explore 14 biblical qualities or signs to look for in a friend who could be the spouse God has prepared for you. These signs are grounded in the Bible, offering a solid foundation for marriage. Sign 1, a person not of the same sex. Marriage, as designed by God, is between a man and a woman. In Genesis 2:24, the Bible says, "Therefore a man shall leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and they shall become one flesh." This signifies the complementary nature of male and female in a marriage relationship. Look for a friend of the opposite sex with whom you share a deep connection. Their qualities should complement yours, bringing harmony to the relationship, as God intended for male and female to balance one another in a partnership. Now, if you have a friend of the opposite sex who supports and strengthens your weaknesses, and whose personality contrasts yet balances yours, this could be a significant sign. Sign 2, a person you love and admire. Just as Adam admired Eve, there must be genuine love and admiration for the person who could become your spouse. Genesis 2:23 captures Adam's admiration for Eve when he says, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh." This signifies a deep sense of connection and respect. You should seek a friend whose character you admire and whose actions inspire you to grow spiritually and emotionally. Mutual admiration strengthens the bond between partners and lays the groundwork for a lasting marriage. A friend who consistently demonstrates kindness, wisdom, or spiritual maturity might be someone you naturally admire and respect. This admiration shows that you value who they are and what they stand for, a key quality in a future spouse. Sign 3, a person who genuinely loves you. True love is selfless and sacrificial. Ephesians 5:25 teaches, "Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her." This kind of love is not just based on feelings, but on actions that reflect deep care and commitment. Seek a friend who demonstrates love through their actions. Someone who is there for you during difficult times, who listens to you, and who puts your needs ahead of their own. Selfless love is one of the strongest indicators of a future spouse. If your friend consistently supports you in times of trouble, encourages you, and cares for your well-being, their love is evident through their actions, not just their words. This selfless love is the foundation for a godly marriage. Sign 4, a person who shares your faith and loves God. Shared faith is one of the most critical foundations of a marriage. The Bible advises in 2 Corinthians 6:14, "Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers." When you and your future spouse share the same faith, it helps keep the relationship centered on God and aligned with His will. Seek a friend who shares your faith and encourages you in your walk with God. This person should pray with you, attend church with you, and have a strong personal relationship with God. When both partners love God, their marriage is built on a solid spiritual foundation. If your friend regularly prays for you, discusses scripture, or seeks God's direction with you, this spiritual connection will be a key part of your relationship and future marriage. Sign 5, a person who respects others. Respect is essential in a healthy relationship, not only for each other but for others as well. Philippians 2:3 encourages, "In humility, count others more significant than yourselves." A person's respect for others shows their ability to love, serve, and honor people in a marriage. You should seek a friend who treats everyone with kindness and humility. Their respect for family, friends, and even strangers reflects their character and is a clear indication of how they will respect you in a marriage. If your friend shows patience and respect for those around them, whether it's how they speak to their parents, help a neighbor, or interact with strangers, it's a strong sign of their integrity and the kind of spouse they will be. Sign 6, a person who lives in purity and faithfulness. Faithfulness and purity are core values in a godly marriage. Hebrews 13:4 reminds us, marriage should be honored by all, and the marriage bed kept pure. Your future spouse should value purity and demonstrate faithfulness in their actions and commitments. Seek a friend who lives a life of purity, respecting themselves and others by maintaining strong boundaries. They should value emotional and spiritual connection over physical intimacy before marriage. This purity reflects their commitment to faithfulness. If your friend respects boundaries and prioritizes building a deeper emotional and spiritual connection rather than rushing into physical intimacy, it's a sign they value purity and faithfulness. Sign 7. A person who is not addicted to alcohol or drugs. Proverbs 21 warns, "Wine is a mocker and beer a brawler. Whoever is led astray by them is not wise." Addiction can be destructive to a relationship, so your future spouse should be free from addiction and live a balanced, healthy life. Seek a friend who demonstrates self-control and makes responsible decisions. They should avoid addiction and choose a lifestyle that promotes health, stability, and clarity of mind. This responsibility is essential for a successful marriage. If your friend avoids excessive drinking and handles stress without turning to drugs or alcohol, they show a clear commitment to a healthy lifestyle and responsible living, traits essential for a stable and healthy marriage. Sign 8. A person who is humble and honest. Pride and dishonesty can destroy trust in any relationship. Proverbs 16:18 says, "Pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall." A person who is humble and truthful will build trust in a marriage, and honesty will lead to open communication and mutual respect. You should seek a friend who is humble, willing to admit mistakes, and honest in all situations. Their humility and truthfulness show their ability to build a relationship based on trust and sincerity. If your friend is quick to admit when they are wrong and speaks the truth even when it's difficult, they are demonstrating the honesty and humility needed for a healthy and lasting marriage. Sign 9. A person who values people over money. A successful marriage is built on love and care for one another, not on the pursuit of wealth. Luke 12:15 says, "Watch out! Be on your guard against all kinds of greed. Life does not consist in an abundance of possessions." A future spouse should prioritize relationships over financial success. Look for a friend who isn't focused on material possessions, but rather values spending time with loved ones and serving others. They should show a willingness to prioritize people and relationships over their career or wealth. If your friend enjoys simple activities with you, such as spending time together without the need for expensive outings or material things, it's a sign that they value relationships over money, a crucial quality in a life partner. Sign 10. A prayerful person, ready for spiritual warfare. Marriage is a spiritual journey that requires a strong foundation in prayer and reliance on God. Ephesians 6:12 reminds us that our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the powers of this dark world. A future spouse should be someone who prays regularly and trusts in God's protection and guidance. Seek a friend who prays often, seeks God's will, and is prepared to face challenges with faith. A prayerful life shows that they are ready for spiritual warfare, which is crucial for protecting and guiding your future family. If your friend prays for you and consistently turns to God for direction, they show spiritual maturity and a readiness to lead a family in faith. Sign 11. A generous and compassionate person. Generosity and compassion reflect a heart that cares for others, traits that are vital in marriage. Proverbs 19:17 says, "Whoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord." A spouse should be someone who is generous, not only with their resources but also with their time and love. You should seek a friend who goes out of their way to help others, offers hospitality, and shows compassion. These traits demonstrate a selfless heart, one that will create a loving and giving marriage. If your friend often helps others or opens their home to friends and family, their generosity and compassion will be a key strength in your future marriage. Sign 12. A person who thinks independently. In marriage, independent thinking helps maintain a healthy balance and ensures that both partners can make wise, faith-based decisions. Romans 12:2 tells us not to conform to the world, but to be transformed by God's will. A future spouse should be able to think independently and not be easily swayed by external pressures. Seek a friend who can make decisions based on their values and faith. They should be strong enough to stand up for what's right, even when it's unpopular. Independent thinking is essential in building a marriage rooted in wisdom and God's guidance. If your friend is able to make their own choices without being influenced by peer pressure or trends, it's a sign that they have the strength to stand firm in their convictions, an important quality in a spouse. Sign 13, a visionary and hardworking person. Marriage is a partnership that requires both people to work together toward shared goals. Genesis 2:15 shows that Adam was called to work in the garden, emphasizing the importance of hard work and vision. A spouse should have a clear vision for their life and be willing to work hard to achieve it. Seek a friend who has a clear sense of purpose and is committed to working toward their goals. Their drive and vision will help build a strong future together. If your friend is passionate about their work or ministry and diligently pursues their goals, they have the vision and work ethic needed to build a lasting marriage. Sign 14, a person who is patient and perseveres through difficulties. Patience and perseverance are critical in marriage, where challenges will inevitably arise. James 1:4 encourages us to let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete. A future spouse should have the patience to endure difficult times and the perseverance to overcome obstacles. Seek a friend who remains calm and composed during tough times. They should be someone who stands by you, offering support and encouragement when things get difficult. Their patience and perseverance will be vital in building a resilient marriage. If your friend handles stressful situations with grace and never gives up when faced with challenges, it's a sign that they are ready for the commitment and perseverance required in marriage. In short, marriage is a sacred bond designed by God. Finding a spouse who embodies these 14 biblical qualities can lead to a godly and fulfilling marriage. If your friend shows these signs, they may very well be the one God has chosen for you. If this video helped you reflect on the qualities to seek in a spouse, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us create more content to guide you on your journey of faith, love, and marriage. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update.